Did you know that in Acceleracers, while Tesla is getting up, Gig suggests for Tesla to keep using the exoskeleton since he is still healing, but this could be so that Tesla is too reliant on his suit so that Gig could control him later to get the Acceleracharges for the silencers. Did you know that for Acceleracers, Kurt Wilde was supposed to go to prison driving Hollowback as Nightmare? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the only person with normal feet is Karma? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Tesla butts in when Lani is talking?
But we can't go back into the realm where he was trapped, because
The important thing now is to stop the drones from getting more Accelerachargers.
Because he doesn't want them finding out about the lost drivers. Did you know that for World Race, SCRIM stands for
the Sonic Consortium of Resonance-Imbued Machinery.
Did you know that for World Race, Kadim's dashboard changes? Did you know that for Acceleracers, even though Monkey's speedometer broke, it's fixed later in the Storm Realm? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Kurt Wilde's car, Slingshot, has his Nitrox 2 button changed? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Taro replaced his steering wheel with a chain? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Taro's maps have been replaced with the Metal Maniacs logo? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Shiroko, Nolo and Kurt all have the same miscellaneous buttons? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Kurt's tire tread button is also his Nitrox button and his EDR button? Did you know that for Acceleracers, one of the pizza brands in Acceleracers is called Munch Pizza? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the photo on Karma's dashboard seems to be the Monument Realm concept art? Did you know that for Acceleracers, part of the plan to take over the sweeper comes from Karma's own experiences? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the clip car design comes from the drone airplane designs? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Kurt's Nitrox button is the same as his EDR button? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Porkchop says,
You maniacs afraid of a little music?
Metal maniacs ain't afraid of nothing.
Later we can see that he has hydrophobia. Did you know that in Acceleracers, during the Cavern Realm, after Porkchop hits Shiroko, he turns on his music? This is because we discover that Porkchop hates music beforehand. Did you know that for Acceleracers, the Hyperbod status update is actually the comm window used by the drones? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Shiroko's tire treads change from black to blue? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Torque's car, Hollowback, can change wheels? Technically. Did you know that for World Race, Vert's hair phases through his helmet, making him look like Goku? Did you know that for Hot Wheels World Race, during the Battle of Hot Wheels City, the surfboard on Diora 2 disappears, then reappears? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the drone's back clips into the car seat during the Cliffside Realm? Did you know that for World Race, during the Battle of Hot Wheels City, the Diora 2 just has stuff disappear? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the Swamp Realm symbol is upside down on the Acceleracharger? Did you know that for World Race, we can actually see Z36 enter the second leg of the World Race? Did you know that for Acceleracers, despite Lani having a Wave Ripper car, it has Teku straps in it? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Spectite is shown as Synchro in the Nitrox scene? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Tara's car actually has a drone Acceleracharger port? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Metal Dinosaur has the same audio as the Stingrays and Fish? Did you know that in Acceleracers, despite Hollowback having the drone wheeled upgrade during the speed of silence, it actually doesn't? Did you know that for Acceleracers, we can see Monkey's eyebrows through his helmet? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the Cavern Realm bats make the same noise as the drones? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the gorilla in the Swamp Realm also makes the same noise as the Swamp Realm beast? Did you know that in Acceleracers, despite Tesla trying to distance himself from the silencers, he makes everything purple such as the wheels and his suit? Did you know that in Acceleracers, a nice little detail can be seen during the fight of Marky and Kadeem where we can see his face struggling in the reflection? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the drones during the ultimate race make the same sound as a swamp realm monster? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Rex's car, Mega Duty, has a similar ability to the drones' wheels? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Wild's car, Flathead Fury, has the same ability as one of the Dune Rats' cars? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Kurt Wild's car, Battlespec, has a similar ability to Wild's car in the World Race? Did you know that for World Race, another indication that Taro and Lani are together is when Banji is talking about the shortcut incident? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Vert says,
Haven't you heard? I'm a team of one.
Later, he ends up winning the World Race and becoming an Acceleracist all by himself? Did you know that for World Race, Chuvo has his car name on his pants, the Ford F-150? Did you know that for World Race, Kadeem's pants has Scrim Corp on it? Did you know that for World Race, Banji has his name on his shirt? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kirby Moreau, who voiced Scirocco, was also Chuvo's voice actor in World Race? Did you know that for World Race, Banji's car, Ballistic, has a green map? Did you know that for World Race, during the fourth leg, Kurt Wild has the Wheel of Power on his dashboard? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Kurt's music dashboard is similar to those in the World Race? Did you know that for World Race, everyone has the same arm accessory as Scirocco in Acceleracers? Did you know that in World Race, a small detail that Taro and Lani are together is when Taro protects her during the short circuit scene? Did you know that for World Race, Kurt's World Race map is purple? Did you know that for World Race, the cars have two maps? In Tara's case, one of his is orange and the other is red. Did you know that in Acceleracers, in this scene, this drone arm doesn't even come from any drone that we actually see in the series? Did you know that in Acceleracers, during the ultimate race, the Stormrealm track disappears into nothing? Did you know that in Acceleracers, one of the drone's cars changes from RDO2 to RDO6, which could indicate further proof that they were silencers? Did you know that in Acceleracers, despite Spinebuster being destroyed, it can be seen during the Cliffside realm? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the idea of the drones using their stereo to accelerate comes from the Clip drones? Did you know that for World Race, the Clip drones have the same dashboard as the World Race cars? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the animations in the background restart rather than constantly rotate? Did you know that in Acceleracers, we can see Flathead Fury being built? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the extra EDRs are stored in storage containers? Did you know that in Acceleracers, there are actually over 100 racing realms? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the last realm is actually called the
Sphere World realm.
Did you know in Acceleracers, Karma says,
Taro may be a metal maniac, but he's no liar.
You saying I am?
this is why she looks at Kurt when they find out the silencers are a thing? Did you know that in Acceleracers, this particular scene is reused? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Monkey says, "Come on! Jump!" And then he later has to himself.
Jump,
Yeah, right.
Did you know that for Acceleracers, the voice module used for Gig
Your Tesla needs you.
is an adjusted clip drone one?
That is why you must get the Wheel of Power.
Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kadeem's suit is actually bugged in this scene? Did you know that in Acceleracers, despite Tesla having an exoskeleton suit on, his hologram doesn't? Did you know that in World Race, Rekas and Chuvo have the same dinosaur symbol on their helmet as in the third leg of the World Race? Did you know that for World Race, Sanjay has his car name on his pants? Did you know that for Hot Wheels World Race, a map can be seen with old Tesla Cube locations in the background? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kurt has the ability to disappear and reappear? Did you know that for World Race, Dan Dresden's pants has Side Draft on it, his car name? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the Acceleracers quiz uses art from the card game? Did you know that in Acceleracers, despite Marky absolutely hating Kurt, he wears glasses like him? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the only sweeper that made it out of a realm is the human hijacked one? Did you know for Acceleracers, Spinebuster has a little bit more space between the steering wheel and his head, because Marky learns from Tesla's mistakes? Did you know that in Acceleracers, many of the Science's abilities were already in the cars that Tesla made? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the Ruined Realm guards have the Ruined Realm symbol on them? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Anthracite is basically just an upgraded slingshot? Did you know that for World Race, a nice little detail can be seen when the temperature goes up when using nitrox? Did you know that for Hot Wheels World Race, Tara's car, Plymouth Roadrunner, actually has its name written on his car? Did you know that for Hot Wheels World Race, Taro's World Race map is actually yellow in comparison to blue? Did you know that for Acceleracers, one of the other mannerisms Marky has got from Kurt is his ability to roast?
Like I'm trying to come in last.
You won't have to try to do that.
We have to get back in there and find Kadeem.
You can't even find half your car.
Did you know that for World Race, there are Hot Wheels drink bottles? Did you know that in Acceleracers, none of the World Race cars have side view mirrors? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Marky says,
How did you get here? That's not important.
this is because he got there in Dresden's trunk.
Dan Dresden told me you were recruiting drivers for a race.
Did you know that in the Acceleracers Ignition trailer, this is said,
Now, more than ever, the best drivers are needed.
this is the same voice module used for the clip drones. Did you know that for World Race, there's a Hot Wheels keychain? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the drones' feet are headlights? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Slingshot is used for the Apex scene? Did you know in Acceleracers, Kadeem's car from the World Race says Team Leader? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Clip cars have the same maps as the World Race cars? Did you know that in Acceleracers, we can see the Science's logo on Tesla's car? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Shirko's bike doesn't actually get destroyed, he's just toppled off of it? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Esmeralda can be seen in 2 places at once? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Nolo says,
He's not Teku, Kurt, but he's your brother.
this is because he lost his own brother. Did you know that in Acceleracers, Vert's eyes change from brown to blue? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Wild tries to leave Taro behind in the Storm Realm and gets left behind in the Junk Realm? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Nitrium doesn't have the drone wheel upgrade until the Ultimate Race? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kurt's eyes change from orange to blue? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Taro has a Metal Maniacs keychain? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Dioro 2 still has the same map as it did in the World Race? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Tesla's Nightmare predicted Bluetooth Accelercharges? Did you know that in Acceleracers, despite Battlespec having the drone wheel upgrade before the Lava Realm, it can be seen that he actually doesn't? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Dioro 2 at first can retract the top, and later retracts the whole front? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Lani's eyes change from blue to green? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Hyperpod has a speed of around 514 miles per hour? Did you know that in Acceleracers, we can see Shiroko's profile picture? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Vert's dashboard changes from synchros to power rages? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Vert is driving in neutral? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Battlespec's dashboard changes from blue to orange? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the racing drones use their steering wheel to brake? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Jackhammer and Battlespec have the drone wheel upgrade before the Lava Realm? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kurt Wild's driving glasses disappear, then reappear? Did you know that in Acceleracers, there is a random assortment of letters and numbers? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Banji has Scrim Tech on his uniform? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the scientists don't use Acceleracharges not only because they don't need them, but because the drones can track them? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kurt's Dead 36 Nitrox display seems to continuously change? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Vert has his name on his pants? Don't ask why, I was looking there. Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Diora 2 displays miles per hour as well as kilometers per hour? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the car screen still displays Spinebuster, Slingshot and Power Rage despite them being destroyed? Did you know that in Acceleracers, every time Vert uses the Nitrox Afterburner, it has a blue aura, except in this scene? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Porkchop says,
I wanted to see the look on those drones' faces.
this is because the drones hurt Monkey.
Alright, who did this to you?
Help!
They're gonna pay. You hear me?
Did you know that in Acceleracers, we can see the Hyperpod before IDL1 gets into it? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Diora 2 has cup holders? Did you know that in Acceleracers, during the Pipeline realm we can see that the drones have Bluetooth Acceleracharges? However, our first exposure to this is actually in the Metro realm. Did you know that in Acceleracers, the drivers drive at an average speed of 120 to 180 miles per hour? Did you know that in Acceleracers, in order to escape from the drones, Taro actually uses the Nitrox to propel him onto the track? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Scrim Corporation logo is all over Tesla's cube? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the Teku
Better back up.
and the silencers have the same communication frequency? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Gig has a sign on the back of his head? This is a symbol for the Scrim Corporation. Did you know that in Acceleracers, it is highly likely the silencers are part of the Air Force? This is because the rank of Major in the Air Force is a symbol of 3 stars. Did you know that in Acceleracers, Taro says,
it takes more than winning a race to make a leader.
this is because Gig questioned him before.
Wild challenge Torque. The winner gets to be leader of the Maniacs.
And to you, that seems a logical way to choose a leader?
Did you know that in Acceleracers, Monkey says,
What are you doing, Porkchop? The other way was easy!
in which we see Banju's car. This is because Banju is known for taking shortcuts. You know that in Acceleracers, once Tesla's drivers know the way to win the realm,
I can see the end of the realm. We have to get back on the freeway to get there.
the scientists also know right after. This is because of Gig relaying that information. Did you know that in Acceleracers, there is an unknown voice?
I'm alright.
You're in.
This seems to be Monkey's voice actor out of character. Did you know that in Acceleracers, Galorum says,
your memories have been downloaded into a new unit. If you fail again, I'll erase them.
this is why RDL1 is mad when he crashes during the Cavern realm. Did you know that in Acceleracers, after the drones almost lose their Acceleracharges within the realms, they develop the Acceleracharges into Bluetooth devices, because the drones learn from their mistakes? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Monkey's belt has a Metal Maniac symbol on it? Did you know that for Acceleracers, when Galorum gets into a helicopter, there's actually no one piloting it? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kadim's number in Ignition is 22, which is the same number he had in the world race? Did you know that for Acceleracers, Shiraku's wrist gear is the same as Dr. Tessa's wrist gear? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Rekus's car, Mega Duty, is the only car to have a customized parachute? Did you know that in Acceleracers, at the start of the world race, Tesla crashes his car when trying to do the loop-de-loop? Later, we can see that his other cars have parachutes and increased durability, because Tesla learns from his mistakes. Did you know that for Acceleracers, during the world race, Galorum's eyes glow? This foreshadows her turning into a giant mummy robot girl. Did you know that for Acceleracers, the drone language in this scene translates to COM window? Did you know that for Acceleracers, the origin of Tesla's obsession for the Acceleracharges comes from his nightmare where Galorum takes over the world because of them? Did you know that for Acceleracers, our second exposure to the Acceleracharger side effects is during the speed of silence? However, the first one is actually when RDL1 takes out the fog realm Acceleracharger despite it still being foggy. Did you know that for Acceleracers, during the Pipeline realm, Taro goes back to help Monkey?
Something wrong with my booster! It might be out of juice!
This is to redeem himself because he left Kadeem to fend for himself during the Storm Realm. Did you know that for Acceleracers, Marky, despite hating his brother Kurt later in the series, he says this,
I won't cheat to win!
which Kurt also says.
I don't have to cheat to win this race.
Did you know that in Acceleracers, Bounji says,
I'm gonna pass you.
This could be why he fails in the Swamp Realm. Did you know that in Acceleracers, Monkey says,
I fixed up old Smokey with a nitrox booster. He's already got the tanker half full.
This is because he ran out of nitrox during the Pipeline Realm. Since this is the case, Tesla also made the nitrox afterburner, because Tesla learns from Monkey's mistakes. Did you know that during the World Race, Tara and Kadeem say this?
Was it I'm going to pass you or I'm going to tie you?
Next time.
Later, in Acceleracers, Tara does pass Kadeem
I'm gonna pass you.
at the cost of his life. Did you know that in Acceleracers, when Torque is on the sweeper, he notices two things. 1. That the sweeper has a grill, and 2. That the driver can exit the sweeper. This is why during the Cosmic Realm, Porkchop uses his anchor chain to get up, and how he gets into the sweeper. Because Torque learns from his mistakes. Did you know that in Acceleracers, the reason why Mark Wilde is possessive over his car
Hold it! Spinebuster's my car!
is because of his brother?
Who's driving my car? Get out of my car! Now!
Did you know that in Acceleracers, Kadeem says,
Kadeem is gone!
This is a callback to when he literally frickin' disappeared in the first movie. Did you know that in Acceleracers, the drone symbols on Kadeem's arm, when translated, spell out RDL1? Did you know that in Acceleracers, the reason why one of Galorum's eyes is green is because it was damaged during the World Race? Did you know that in Acceleracers, Porkchop's car, Piledriver, which can be seen in the Ultimate Race, also appears in Breaking Point? Did you know in Acceleracers, the legs of the clip drones, as well as the normal drones, resemble those of the Acceleron? Did you know that for Acceleracers, after Monkey and Porkchop discover the EDR can be used for multiple drivers, it later becomes a big part of our driver's plan to rescue Marky? Did you know that in Acceleracers, during the Cosmic Realm, Monkey uses his car called Ratified? In the events of Breaking Point, we can see that same car being built. Did you know in Acceleracers, Scirocco is Japanese? Since this is the case, we can see that Scirocco's keyboard has a Japanese style layout. Did you know that in Acceleracers, the drone visors resemble the Accelerons' facial features? Did you know in Acceleracers, Vert says to his dad,
Well, what if somebody else could do the mission better than you? What if you thought you couldn't do it? What would your duty be then?
Major Wheeler can then be seen helping Vert into the Ultimate Race, because Major Wheeler's duty is to let the best do their job. Did you know in Acceleracers, Vert has his name on the back of his shoe? Did you know in Acceleracers, Galorum's necklace, when translated, spells out Galorum? Did you know in Acceleracers, Scirocco nearly dies in the Cliffside Realm because of his focus in music?
If Scirocco uses his booster, his car will explode.
He can later be seen with an alert system. Because Scirocco learns from his mistakes. Did you know in Acceleracers, when Lani thinks Tara is about to die, she wants to speak with him?
I have to talk to him.
This is because she still has feelings for him. Did you know in Acceleracers, we can see Monkey making Nitrox 3.5, allowing you to go 300 miles per hour backwards. This is later used by Taro during the Water Realm. Did you know that in Acceleracers, in the Metro Realm, Karma discovers
There's a pattern.
this later helps her take on the drones. Did you know in Acceleracers, Monkey says this? Awesome. Which is later said by Sparky. Awesome. Did you know in Acceleracers, the sweeper grabs Monkey in the driver's seat on the right side, which is why he built Ratified's driving seat on the left side, to not get captured in the same way. Did you know in Acceleracers, Kurt gets mad at his brother for driving in his car, but that could be because he didn't want Marky to accidentally find his disguise as Z36.